You got to be careful because when you do become a business owner, when you do tap into entrepreneurship, you can still get burnt out. So being burnt out is not only about working for somebody else. Hey, it's Mel. I'm back with another video. And in this video, I want to talk about what it is like to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to be a business owner, to start a business from scratch, all that good stuff. So if you were considering starting your own business, if you're considering leaving the traditional role of somebody who works like a 9-to-5 job, or maybe you were in healthcare like I was. My original career that I went to school for and got 2 degrees in is a registered nursing career, but it just wasn't for me. So I decided to leave that and do something I was actually passionate about. And I actually have a video talking about that, which is on my page. It talks about my nursing journey and why I decided to quit nursing. It just goes into detail. But anyway, I just want to say, being an entrepreneur, starting a business from scratch, it is so challenging. It is the hardest thing that you'll do, but it's also the most rewarding thing that you'll do. When I tell you, I have learned so much, not only about like what it takes to run a business, but the mindset that you gotta have. You have to have a strong mindset. You cannot break easily. I've been doing like a bunch of things to enhance that discipline, that consistency that I already naturally have, because I have drive, I have consistency. I'm determined. When I want something, I make sure I make it happen. So all of those things you definitely need to start your own business or to become an entrepreneur. So if you have trouble with consistency, if you have trouble with like staying focused and you're just all over the place, you can still do it, but you really have to sharpen your consistency, that dedication. You got to sharpen your mindset just in general. You got to be tough. You got to have a tough mindset. So I know that my background as a nurse definitely prepared me for the journey to become a business owner, because as a nurse, I went through so much. I met so many people. I got to connect with so many people. And I just learned a lot about myself as a person from being a nurse, about my core values and the things that I really wanted out of life. I say that to say that I've always worked on my mindset, but getting into entrepreneurship, getting into becoming a business owner is a whole nother ball game. So I actually tried to do like a bunch of challenges because I thought I needed more consistency, but I already have that ingrained in me. So by doing these challenges, I was like super consistent, like even more consistent times 100. And I got to the point where I was doing too much. So you got to be careful, because when you do become a business owner, when you do tap into entrepreneurship, you can still get burnt out. So being burnt out is not only about working for somebody else. Being burnt out is not only about doing something that you're not passionate about and getting burned out because you don't have that passion. When you own a business, you push yourself. And it gets to the point where it just becomes too much. You get like really obsessed with doing things for the business. So you don't want to fall into that like I did when I first started, because it was rough and I had to pull myself out of it. But if I didn't know about the unconscious mind and how that affects your habits, how that affects your behaviors, your attitudes towards certain things, and all the experiences that you have, then I would have burned myself out to the point where I just didn't want to do this anymore. Since I do have that knowledge about the unconscious mind, I was able to figure out what was unconsciously making me feel like I had to put everything into the business. I was able to set that straight in my unconscious mind. So now I have balance. And it's just way healthier that way, because You're not going to be burning yourself out. You're not going to be struggling. So I have my balance. I got my clarity. I know the things that I got to do in my business. I know the things that I got to do in my personal life, and just what I need to do to keep myself healthy, to keep myself feeling good, to keep my mind sharp, to keep my not only my body healthy, but my mind as well. Because people forget about the mind. But as much as you work out and exercise your body, you got to do the same thing for your mind. Because if you don't, you're going to lose control of that. And that's what you don't want to do. Because when you lose control of your mind, that's when you fall into all types of negative habits, all types of negative behaviors and patterns, and it drains you and it starts to affect you physically. So it's all about a balance between your mind and between your body. So a healthy mind and a healthy body. It is all about balance. So now I got that balance and I just feel more passionate. I just want to talk about this one challenge I did. I was getting up at 4:50 a.m. every morning for like 80 days straight, and I would take a freezing cold shower. It was cold at the time. Those cold showers, not only do they have the benefit of just waking you up, but it's so many benefits. Like I can't sit here and list all of them because I don't even remember them all. But when I was reading about the cold showers, I was like, oh, I want that. I could use that. Whew, that was such a crazy journey because the cold showers helped me not only physically with certain things, like feeling better after my workouts. Like I wasn't as sore because I was taking cold showers, and it was just helping my blood vessels and everything. Not only did that happen, but it also kept my mind sharp. It helped me focus throughout the day even more than usual. It helped me to just be alert. It helped me to willingly continue to get out my comfort zone with certain things that would make me like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't do that. But taking those cold showers, because you just literally, you waking up and you throwing yourself in the shower, in a cold shower. I wasn't turning the heat on. I'm really cold when I wake up anyway. So that took a lot for me to put myself in a cold shower every single day for 80 days straight. It was a lot. It just helped me to just be more open to doing things that I'm uncomfortable with. So that was crazy. When you become a business owner, right, you learn so much about yourself, because it's like you're responsible for you now. Like you're responsible for your income. So it's up to you to do what you got to do. And a lot of people struggle with entrepreneurship because they're so used to having a boss that tells them what it is that they should be doing, when they should be doing it, when they could take a break, when they need to come in, when they need to clock out, when they need to come in for overtime. So you get so used to somebody telling you what to do. And once you don't have that structure, like once you venture out on your own and you just go straight into being a business owner, or you transition into that, you transition into entrepreneurship, it just feels, oh my gosh, it's all on me now. Like it feels like you just don't have that structure. So that's why it's really important when you do take that journey to make sure you hold yourself accountable, for one, and also make sure you still take care of yourself, still take care of your basic needs, but also push yourself to do the things that you need to do in order to have a successful business. If you have trouble with that though, because a lot of people have trouble with that. I worked with a lot of clients who were starting their own businesses and they were having trouble with things like procrastination, feeling really overwhelmed, feeling exhausted, not being able to find that balance, not being able to make themselves do the things that they know they needed to do in order to succeed and in order to have a successful business. They were so used to that structure from working from somebody else. So your mind gets so used to certain things, it gets used to that comfortability. So when you take that away, it's like, what do I do now? So when I had those clients, I helped them to reprogram their unconscious mind, because their minds were so focused on that past structure that they had that it didn't know what to do once that was taken away. So it was like, it showed up as a bunch of procrastination. It showed up as just feeling overwhelmed. It showed up as distractions and just doing something else instead of working on what needed to be worked on in their business to actually grow their business. And it just became like this cycle that they were stuck in. They didn't want to be stuck in it, but they didn't know how to get out of it. So when that happens, that's when you need to go to your unconscious mind, because your unconscious mind is controlling those habits that are making you procrastinate. It's controlling whatever habits are causing you to not take the actions you know you should take to grow your business. Because it's either that or you have to go back to that traditional job setting. It's just really, I'm really obsessed with the mind. Like, I tried to make videos that aren't about like the mind and what I do in my business, but it always comes up. It always come up somehow. So that's how I got back to talking about that. But it's also a part of my own journey as well. So that's why it just happens. It's part of my life. It's a part of the process that I help people with. It's a part of my job description. So I guess it's normal for me to always talk about it. But anyway, if you're considering being an entrepreneur, the advice that I would give you is to exercise your mind as much as you exercise your physical body. Like, you have to remain focused on what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. But sometimes this isn't enough. So that's when it comes in handy to really get your mind on the same page as you, to really get your unconscious mind reprogrammed so that it works with you to actually achieve your goals. Because if it's not done, then you procrastinate and you do all these other things to distract yourself instead of doing what you really want to do as far as your business is concerned. And yeah, just expect to be tough, because being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, it's, oh my gosh, it's so hard. Like, it's tough. But it's either that you work hard for yourself, with, of course, that balance that you create for yourself, so you're not just exhausting yourself and stressing yourself out and overwhelming yourself to the point where you get burned out. That's not what we want to do. But it is still hard work. You still have to make an effort. You have to have an open mind. You have to be open to change. You have to be open to changing. Being an entrepreneur and being a business owner opens your eyes to so many different things, and you grow like at a rate of like 2 times more. This is just some statistics I made up based off of my own experience, but 2 times more than you would have grown at a traditional job or in a traditional setting than the average person, because you're putting yourself through all this stuff that's out of your comfort zone. So you got no choice but to grow. And that's a good thing though, because if you're really doing something that you're passionate about, that you really care about, and you're growing in the process, that's a win-win. That's a win-win. So it's worth it. Either you grind for yourself and what it is that you actually want to do, what you're passionate about, or you grind for somebody else. It's literally one or the other. But the difference is that when you work for other people, you have to follow their rules. But when you work for yourself, you start to follow your own rules, you know? You make your own rules, you make your own schedule, you make the tasks, you decide what tasks you need to hit and when, and you determine your fate. And that's a beautiful thing, especially nowadays in society, because of all the stuff we got going on. It's just like, to have that peace of mind to actually be able to create your own schedule and to be able to do something that you love, that's amazing. So if you are considering being an entrepreneur, if you're considering being a business owner and you are hesitant, this is your sign that you need to do it. I have my sticky here. It says, fear doesn't exist. It's false evidence appearing real. I don't know where I heard that quote, but I heard it from somewhere. And that's just a good reminder, because all of that is really in your mind. It's really in your head. You can listen to other people's stories, other people's experiences, all the things that scared those people, but that don't got nothing to do with your story. So you gotta turn that fear into excitement and into curiosity and eagerness, and just go after what you want. So that's all I got for you in this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, let me know. If you have any questions, if you want to share anything about your personal journey with entrepreneurship or being a business owner or anything, I'm always happy to chat. So just leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.